How do you get through to a Rolling Stone who won't admit feelings when it's clear they do have feelings, the mixed messages? How do you deal with them dismissing your connection because they are disconnected from their feelings? Well, so the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what is your agenda? Okay? Because why, what is it that you're hoping to accomplish by getting through? Okay. Well, I want to get through to them so that I can feel like this relationship is good for me. Or I want to get through to them so that they can be more aligned with their emotions so that I can feel more comfortable in my emotional state. Okay. So in this case, you're sort of creating a condition of love. Is it possible that the question is sort of, how can you be still with your emotions and be wherever you are in your process, allowing them to be wherever they are in their process and accessing whatever they do have access to? And if you're talking about mixed signals, that is a conflict within them. It is possible that you can see that they have feelings for you, and it is possible that you have practiced a lot of cognitive reframing and body activation and arts-based experientials, and so you can now see in others a pattern of awareness or a lack of awareness. And so you find yourself saying, well, look there, I see that thing in you, why can't you see it? And by trying to force someone to see something within themselves that is not ready to be seen, you create a circumstance in which you are establishing conditions of love. And you are also sort of operating under this idea that they need to be a certain way before you can experience something. And that becomes an ego attachment to the idea that, number one, it has to be with this specific person, or number two, that love is dependent upon need satisfaction. So if you're feeling like you need this person to be in touch with themselves so that you can feel in touch with yourselves, then there's needs that you have that need to be recognized and met. And the idea, you have to kind of divorce yourself from this concept that all of these needs have to be met by this person. So finding a way to kind of get creative with it so that you can come to the relationship from a place of generosity, which is a place of abundance. So it kind of goes back to this notion, we think of relationships and generosity, and we tend to think of generosity as this sacrifice of self. It's generous if you sacrifice something. If it doesn't pinch, then it's not generous. But generosity actually comes from a place of abundance where you have unlimited resources, and of course it just spills over. Of course I want to do this for you. Of course I want to be with you, just because I enjoy being in your presence with who and what you are, and I see that you may not be as connected to yourself as I am connected to myself, and I see that you are not as aware of the dynamics going on here, and you know what? That's okay. I love you either way. I'm content to sit here and be with you and witness your process either way, because I am love. I've got plenty of love to give. I've got all kinds of resources to get my needs met. And if we're talking about real-time, physical, concrete world commitments of time, energy, and effort, and, then if you're not able to hug me as much as I want to be hugged, if you're not able to watch as many movies on the weekends as I'd like to watch with you, if you're not able to talk to me on the phone for the time that I need to speak to someone in order to commit this amount of time, energy, and effort to, that's okay. That's okay. Because I know how to get those needs met. The world's full of endless possibility. There's all kinds of creative solutions to things like that. My needs can be met no matter what. And I enjoy being with you. But it would require that I'd spend more time with other people. It would require that I would be able to extend myself and open up a view of getting my needs met beyond the scope of romantic entanglement. And it may be that I can't commit myself to you romantically because I've just found that these real world time commitments and energetic efforts and commitments are requiring me to spend more time with someone else who can meet me on that level. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I can't give you the space to be in your process, and I can't love you while you're being in your process, and I just can't be patiently sitting here with beingness and witnessing without any agenda the process by which you start to discover those things that I already see within you. And I will sit here and I will love you through that process. I don't need to make demands of you. I know how to get my needs met. That's okay. You come to me when you're ready. Okay? So it's being able to come at it from that place. Now, I understand that it's not easy. I really understand it's not easy. The processes that you learn in the Course Healing Attachment Wounds, particularly the ones that have to do with getting in touch with the body and processing things through the creative arts, experientials is intended to give you an outlet for all of the momentum and energy and anxiety that you have around, I need to get my needs met, I need to get my needs met, I need to get them met with this person, and if this person can't meet my needs, then what? Then what does that mean? Okay. And then now all of a sudden you fall down that rabbit hole of a whole bunch of fears, thoughts, and beliefs that are based on false premises. Right? So it is sometimes in part finding the pathways through which you can start to process, let's say, some of the excess energy you may have tied up around those things. But, it's not really excess, because in the end you have these wonderful gifts that are a result of it, right? Your works, your expression, your contribution to the contrast that perhaps the people around you experience as a result of the contrast that you are experiencing. And then they are expanding, because in reality we really are all connected. But when we are talking about boundaries, we are talking about the experience that is uniquely ours to have while we are in physical form.